Thanks for tuning in. So this is going to be the first entry of the techniques of narcissism. It's dedicated to arguing. Now, don't get me wrong. Arguing is within every relationship, I'm sure, out there. I'm sure there hasn't been a dedicated, strong relationship that hasn't been subjected to some arguing at some point. When you have two people who love one another and are seeking some kind of shared goal, there's going to be times when one person has one view and another person has another view. And they're going to argue about that because they have a passionate, determined stance. And, it's important to recognize that we're all individuals and we have our individuality. We have certain ways of seeing things that are different from one another. And in fact, it's the narcissistic relationship where a narcissist determines that their partner should be a carbon copy of them. And they'll go out of their way to try to make sure that you are a carbon copy of them, that you are falling right in line with all of their goals. And remember, all of their goals are selfish, so they're essentially pushing you to be serving all of their goals. Arguing's a way to try to make that happen. For a narcissist, it isn't just a good-natured, form of putting their perspective out there and trying to get you to align with it. And if you don't, they just go, oh, okay, well, that's all right. I can see your point. Now let's do it your way. Or let's compromise. They don't want to compromise. They are going to push you to do exactly what you're told. And so arguing with a narcissist is an extremely frustrating endeavor. It's really hard to get them to just stop and go, okay, I see your point now. Because they turn all arguments into competition. They want to make you lose and them win. And so it isn't about the issue that you two are arguing about. It's about them getting you to comply with their demands and their orders. They want control over you. Now, arguing can get really traumatic because when you have a narcissist, especially arguing with you, they're voracious. They will stick to their point no matter what. They won't listen to your reasoning. They won't listen to your evidence. They don't care about that. All they care about is getting what they want and winning that competition with you. And they'll do things like raise their voice and start screaming at you, or call you names, shame you, all the abuse techniques that are out there. Narcissists can deploy against you because they don't have the moral boundaries to tell them to stop, and they don't care about anyone but themselves. So when you're in an argument with a narcissist, don't let them get to you as much as you can. We'll talk about this in a later series, but it's called gray rocking. Gray rocking is the best way to overcome an argument with a narcissist. Don't let them, trigger you in any way. Don't let them create negative emotions so that you start snapping at them. That's what's called baiting, and we'll talk about that too in this series. Instead, act like a gray rock. Sit back and just let all the words wash over you as if it's not affecting you in any way. Respond with one-word answers. Don't allow them to get to you, because if you do, that's when they start the real manipulation. And they start telling you, oh, what are you so upset about? They'll suddenly go into this calm place and start going, what might be wrong with you? Why are you so bad? What are you screaming for? Why are you getting upset? And the answer is because they baited you into it. They pushed you into that by manipulating you into having negative emotions. And, when a narcissist is screaming at you, it creates a negative reaction within you. It creates stress, and you want to get over that stress. You want to get past it. So not only will you tend to give in to the narcissist just to get them to stop, but you're also going to be trying to, avoid that in the future. So when they come to you again with an argument, you're more likely to say, okay, I give up. I don't want that to happen to me again. So you will maybe capitulate to them. And now they've got you going into the future too, because they put forward this screaming, yelling match. The best thing to do when you're in an argument is just not let them get to you. Practice some gray rocking. Act like a gray rock. There's nothing interesting about you. There's nothing you care about. You don't care what they're saying, and you're disregarding them and dismissing them. They hate that, but that's a great way to neutralize their argument technique. Thanks. I hope this helped.